What is going on, guys? It is Specs, and right now we're going to be dealing with the most requested questions and video that my audience have been asking me. Now, this is concerning FUNDEDNEXT. Now, you've probably been asking yourself which prop firm is the best and why is it the best? Now, I'm going to be going over the reason why I trade FUNDEDNEXT. I have several accounts with them and I have been funded with them and also making good money with them. Now, I'm going to be going over the process on how I do it, why you should choose FUNDEDNEXT, and of course, why their plans are as they are. Without further ado, without further yapping, let us get diving into the screen. Now, this is FUNDEDNEXT website. Now, if you're having problem loading up the FUNDEDNEXT website, one thing you should understand is you need to set your network right, because most of the time I used to face this problem as well. Thereby the network is not going to load up well, and then FUNDEDNEXT is not going to open and all those stuffs. Yeah, it's going to look like FUNDEDNEXT is about to close. No. And again, I will tell you guys, if you have a funded account with FUNDEDNEXT, like you're already funded with FUNDEDNEXT, please do not use VPNs that are not paid. All right, don't use a free VPN when you're loading up, because if you don't have network and you use VPN, the VPN is going to probably change your IP address, and if it changes your IP address and you start to trade with the FUNDEDNEXT account multiple times, trust me, you're going to breach the account. These are things that we're going to be dissecting in this video, so you might want to stick around, because in the future of this video I'm going to be dropping those rules and you're going to learn more on it. So without further ado, let us dive right in. Now, this is FUNDEDNEXT website, and what do they have for us? Let me refresh it. I use FUNDEDNEXT because I see FUNDEDNEXT as one of the best prop firm right now in the industry. And now the website is actually telling us that I am sleek and I understand that, yo, we're good. Now, if you come on this website, if you do not have any account, the first thing you want to go is going over their rules. All right, you want to really go over the rules, because if you don't, it's going to mess with you later, and you don't want that situation whereby you are already funded and you're not getting any payout. It is really, really bad. All right. This is one of the reasons why I lost one of my accounts, and it was annoying. After getting a payout, the account was breached. Why? I'm going to be going over that in this video. Now, you start the challenge, you press this start challenge, it's going to drive you through to where the challenge is, and then you are going to see exactly what they are having to offer. Now, they have Stellar 2-step, Stellar 1-step, and Stellar Light. Now, I usually recommend the Stellar 2 steps. Of course, if you know how to trade, why rush the process? Do not rush the process, because if you rush the process, you rush to pass, you're probably going to rush to fail. And that is something I would not want for any single person, because passing the prop firm challenge is really, really strenuous. And I wouldn't want you to have that feeling of you've passed and then no money for you. Now, the next thing you want to look out for is getting to pick a Stellar 2-step. Why? Because if you pick a Stellar 2-step, you have a huge chance to getting a better experience while trading. Now, what are the offers on this Stellar 2-step? We have a 6K account, a 15K account, a 25K, 50K, up out to 200,000, which I heard you can actually scale to $300,000 in funding. Probably when you get 200K and 100K, any of them. Now, what are all these offers? The 15% profit share, the phase 1 target, phase 2 overall, daily, and all those stuffs. Now, these are the things that I tend to look out for whenever I'm choosing a prop firm. Number one, it must have a 10% maximum drawdown. It must have, it is not it should, it must have a 10% drawdown on the maximum DD. Number two, it must have a 5% drawdown, because this market is unpredictable. Like, you guys need to look at the bad side first before the good side. This market is unpredictable, so you cannot just start saying, oh, even if it is a 3% drawdown, I can pass it with one trade. Nah, you might lose. You might lose. You need to give room for losses, because it is inevitable. You cannot run away from it, innit? You can't. So you need to have that space for losses, because one thing I understand is if you rush to pass, thereby looking for that one step passing, that is the way you're going to rush to fail, because you're not giving room for losses. Now, looking at these 2 steps, we're having what? The 15% profit share. What does this mean? It means that the moment you pass the phase 1 and the phase 2, you are 50% in to getting a 15% profit share, but you are not going to get it yet until you get your first payout. you must get your first payout, and your payout needs to be at least 1% of the account. Now, 1% of the account, if you have a 6K account, you should be getting at least $60 upward before you can request for a payout. Now, that way, you are not still going to get it, because right now the rules have changed. Before, you can actually get a 1% payout, and then they're going to add this 15% for you. But now, you need to get 10% in profit before you are qualified for this 15% profit share. If you're doubting, let us read this. At FUNDEDNEXT, traders receive a 15% profit share from the challenge phase. Traders are eligible for 15% profit share from the challenge phase with their payout, provided the trader reaches 10% growth target at the end of the trading cycle for their FUNDEDNEXT account. What does this mean? Once you're funded $6,000, you must get up to $600 before you can get this $117. Now, I don't think it is going to be wise of you to start chasing this 15% profit share, thereby looking for a 10%. It is not wise. Instead, make your 1%, make your 3%, and then move. Once you get your 3%, you move. Somebody asked me a question on Instagram, and he said, what is my profit target for when I get funded? It is 3%. If I don't get 3%, I'm still going to look for it. I don't mind losing my account because of getting that 3%. I'm not going to be getting 1%. I'm not going to be getting 2%. 3% at least. Why? Because if I can actually get 8% for them in phase 1, 5% for them in phase 2, why can't I get 3% for myself? Now, most of you are going to be thinking, oh, what if I'm in profit 2%, 2.5%? Let me ask you this simple question. If you're down $1 from the 8% you're supposed to get, let's say you're supposed to get a 8% from a 10K account, and you've gotten $799.90, have you passed the account? You have not. It seems like you don't understand what this prop firm is. There is no jara, there is no addition. You're going to get it totally. Not even a single profit will be added for you. You will get it totally. So why should I back down when I am up 2.5%? No, I need 3%. That is the profit target that I set for myself. And if I don't get it, even if I start losing, no problem. No problem, because if I am in the challenge phase, if I don't get that 8%, I'm not moving to phase 2. True or false? Let me know in the comment section. Now, that is what is important for you to understand for this 15% profit share. Now, phase 1 profit target, you need 8%. Now, what does this mean? 8% means you need to get at least, if it is a $6,000 account, let us open a calculator sharply. A 6K, which is $6,000, times 0.08. How much do you need to get? $480. Now, $480, that is what you need to get. Now, if you don't get it, if you get 479, you've not passed. You need that $1. I could remember vividly where the day where I was targeting to get a challenge passed, and I was needing only $27. Bro, that $27, I needed to get it. Guess what? On the quest of getting that $27, I lost $800. That is going to be a story for another day. But then, trust me, if you don't get the money completely, you're going to lose. You might be wondering, how did this guy lose $800 from $27? I'm just going to leave you with this. I have a rule that states, before I get $27, I need to risk half of that. All right? And then I risked half of that, and that was about $15, $14. And then the moment I reached the $15, $14, guess what? I lost it. Now, $27 plus $15 that I've lost is what? We're talking about $42. Now, $42 divided by 2. We're talking about $21. I lost the second one as well. That is how it started compounding until $800. It's really crazy. So you need to understand that as long as you're trading, there is no room for mercy. You have to get it totally. Now, this is 8%. Now, the next one is 5%. We're going to be doing it again. 6,000 times 0.05. That is $300. You must get $300 before you go to the funded stage. Now, this is my real concern here. This is why I like FUNDEDNEXT. 10% overall drawdown. 10% overall drawdown means that you have $600 to your name. Now, they're writing the $6,000. Trust me, you don't have $6,000. You have only $600. But then the thing here is, as long as you have $600, you have the power to do what $6,000 can do. That is why I still vouch for prop firm. Even if they're giving you 10% drawdown, you still have what a $6,000 account can do into that $600. So now you need to still work within that range. That is why the leverage is very, very important. Their leverage is always 100%. Their leverage is always 100%. So once you see a leverage that is 1 to 30, 1 to 10, run away, because you cannot use a standard lot. You cannot use high lot size on that account. And do you know the worst part? When they have consistency rule, you're already finished. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you're looking forward to getting the FUNDEDNEXT account, use the link in the description and grab yourself a 120% on refund. That 120% refund, which means if you pay $59, they're going to be giving you $59 times 2. So now if you pay $59, they're going to be giving you $11.8 plus $59, which means they're going to be giving you $70 for passing their challenge. So that is actually good. Use the link in the description to grab that offer right away. Now, after this, all of these challenges are passed, this rule still stays. When you get funded, this rule still stays. Once you get funded, this rule still stays. You still have 10% drawdown. You still have 5% daily drawdown. So do not mess with it. All right, do not lose it. Now, why do you need to trade news on a funded account? You can trade news with FUNDEDNEXT on a funded account, but then you need to understand something. This is something that you're not going to learn until you witness it, you experience it personally. If you place a trade on a FUNDEDNEXT funded account, guess what is going to happen? If the trade goes against you, you're probably going to be seeing the opposite direction position being added to your trading account. It might not be triggered, but it could be added. What do I mean? If you're in a sell and the market is going down and there is a huge NFP or any huge news, the market is coming down like this, and then the market spikes up. The moment it spikes up, remember, you're already in a sell before, so that your sell is already in loss. All right, the market is going up, you're already in loss immediately. The next thing, what happens? The broker, or what would I say, starts to add a sell, more sell on the buys, But then you're going to be seeing it only in the chart, but it's not really going to be activated on your MT5. That's the way you're seeing the positions. It's not really going to be activated. So why go through that mental stress, all right, and having to lose more than you even initially risk? So avoid niche trading when you're trading with FUNDEDNEXT. Now, profit split up to 90%. Now, let me tell you something. Once you're getting your first payout, you're not going to be getting 95%. You're going to be getting 80% for a start until you get to some certain stage, and they're going to be upgrading it for you. But for a start, it is not 95%. That is why you can see here up to is very, very important. You understand the language. It is not profit split 95%. No, it is profit split up to 95%, which means it can be stretched like that. I'm going to be breaking it down like nitty gritty because this prop firm really dealt with me when I was starting. So if this is your first time, let me know in the comment section, and of course I'm going to reply your text right away. Now, minimum trading days. What does this mean? Now, the other day I told you guys on my Instagram story, I passed an account which I have not actually activated our account. I need to activate the account. Like, seriously need to activate the account. What do I mean by activating the account? I've gotten funded, but I've not traded with the account till date. And this is like 5 days now. Once you've gotten funded and you don't activate your account, after 30 days, the account will be deactivated. And that way, you just wasted your effort. So I need to activate that account. Like, I'm going to show you guys the account. I think they sent it to my Gmail, and I will check it right away. I've not opened the account at all because I have accounts I'm trading. So, but that one, I just kept it by the side. Now, minimum trading days. If you're given a challenge and you pass the challenge in 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days, you've not passed the challenge totally. You need at least 5 trading days. Now, what does this mean? Let us say you are that good and you pass the challenge in 4 trading days, which I actually did. Then the remaining trading day, do not panic. This is what you do. Just go to your account the next day, not that same day. Not that same day, the next day. If you pass today, which is the 3rd trading day or the 4th trading day, the next day, open a 0.01. Once you open a 0.01, what happens? Automatically, you've executed a trade, and that way, the prop firm is going to know that, oh, 5 trading days completed, and you're good to go. I think I have a video of that where I showed, but then, nevertheless, this is what it means. Now, your first withdrawal is in 21 days. What does this mean? Your first withdrawal is in 21 days, which means the moment you execute your first trade on the funded account, your 21 days start to count. What does it mean? It means if you're funded by April 1st, the moment you execute the trade on April 1st, not you being funded by April 1st, then 21 days. No. If you get funded April 1st, if you execute on April 5th, April 5th plus 21 days is equals to April 26th. So on the 26th or 27th, you're going to be getting paid. So the day you get funded, that is the day that any day you activate a trade, that is the day it starts to count. But after 21 days, you get your payout. And of course, once it is your day for payout, one thing I love about FUNDEDNEXT is they never allow it past that day, unless you're going to be getting $1,000 to your name. Of course, they said it here. They wrote it right here. Payout guaranteed. Get paid in 24 hours or we pay you $1,000 extra. I've not enjoyed this though. I'm actually still praying that, that they forget to pay me out in a day. But then let's still wait. Now, back all the way down here, refundable fee. What does this mean? It means that you are going to be getting your money back, which means if you purchase an account with $15 today, with $59 today, you're going to be getting the money back, which if you use the coupon code, if you use the link below in the description, you're going to be getting not just $59, but you're going to be getting 70.80 cents, which means $70.80 back because you use the link below. So that is it. And that is what it means to use any of these accounts right here. Now, all these rules that I explained is applied to this, is applied to this, is applied to this, and all those stuffs. Now, when we go to the Stellar Light, what does this Stellar Light mean? Stellar Light means, this Stellar One Step. Stellar One Step is the one chance phase. What does this mean? It means that instead of you to do phase 1 and phase 2, you can do only just phase 1. But now there is a problem here. That's why I do not really recommend this for any of my students. Go for 2 phases. If you know how to trade and manage your emotions, you can go over it. Now, the first one you're going to see, I'm going to be using just one to make the example. Now, 15% profit share. Oh, they just added a 15% profit share for you guys. Now, you can see that the 15% profit share right here, 15% is only $90. Now, I'm going to be doing a little bit of comparison. It's only $90. Why? Because it is only what? One challenge. But this one, we're having here $117 because you're having 15% from the phase 1 and 15% from the phase 2. But this one is only $90. Now look at the profit target here, 10%. Look at the profit target here, 8%. So you're having 2 more percent into the game. Now we're having overall loss, which is 6% overall. Whereas I told you that my overall must be 10%. Now we're getting overall loss 10% here, which means I can lose 3% in a day and I'm still good. But look at this right here. If I lose 3% in a day, then I already know that I am probably going to lose my account on the next trade. But then with the 10%, I can risk 3% at least 3 times, but this one 2 times. And what is the probability that the twice you're going to risk it, you're going to make the trade? It is not sure. Now, the daily loss, we're seeing 3% here, whereas we have 5% here. So I will just give you some opinion. This is my own personal opinion. You need to understand that if you're following a good account, if you're trying to get funded, give yourself space for losses. You're not king. All right. Even PEX, that I'm saying PEX is king. The market needs to look at me. Understand that. So profit split 95%, up to 95%. I've not tested a 1 phase challenge before, so I do not know if they give 80% or 95% or anything. But I know for sure they're not going to give you 95% for a start. It's not possible. Now, minimum trading days, 2 trading days. What does this mean? This is just the advantage I see here. Minimum trading days is you're going to be getting your trading days, your money. You can pass an account in just 2 days, which means if you pass today, you can only put on a trade tomorrow. You don't need to be waiting for 5 trading days before you pass the challenge. But now your first withdrawal, 5 days. But these are the 2 things that are advantage towards this one. This one has 5 trading days and this one has 21. But this one has only 2 trading days and this one has 5 days in payout. So if you get payout on your first trade on the funded account, you just have to wait for 5 days and you get your money, which is probably a week, and you get your money. But the question is, what is the probability that you're going to get funded using this risk right there? It is very, very low. That is the truth. It is very, very low. So you need to understand this risk before you start going in for the reward. So you can see Emilio Martinez. Emilio Martinez is what is our roundabout said what I mean. Emilio Martinez, after the World Cup, he was added here. I could remember vividly when I saw him on the website. And yeah, you can see a lot of things that are here, the add-ons and all those things, comparison between FUNDEDNEXT and FTMO, and all those stuffs are added here. Now, if you want to buy an account with FUNDEDNEXT, all you have to do is simple. Let's say you want to get a 6K account. You press this get plan. After using the link in description, you tap on the link in description. It comes to this website. You press the get plan, and then this is going to open. All right. Now, let us go over this payment plan simply. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to select it MT5. If you want MT4, you can select it, but I would really prefer you take MT5 because MT5 is more advanced and it has everything operational you need. Now, if you're in a country whereby MT5 cannot be used, then you can use CTrader or Match Trader, but there are charges to it. If you're using CTrader, look at it. Payable amount $59. Let's call it $60 plus $25. We're going to be paying $74. Look at it right here. $84 actually. You're going to be paying $84. If you put this one, you're going to be paying $84 as well. So, but with MT5, it still remains $59. Now, swap or swap free. Now, what is swap? Swap is the payment you make for holding trades over the weekend, overnight. All right. So now, if it is swap free, which means you're not going to be paying anything for swap, then you have to pay 10% up front. Now, what does this mean? Look at it, 10% plus this, that is $65. But without that $65, you can see you're still going to be paying $79. So our advice, this is actually not a financial advice. There's nothing here that is a financial advice. All I'm just making sure is letting you know how I do my things. Now, lifetime payout, 95%. Now, this one means if you want to get a lifetime payout whereby you'll be getting lifetime payout back to back 95% instead of 80%, you can get it by getting a 30% added to your payment. 30% added, which means they will increase the money to $77. No minimum trading days, which means if you want to pass the account today and get funded today, it is possible. So you add this one as well. If you want a 150% reward, which means a return on your investment, if you invested any amount, you're going to be getting 150%. You're going to be adding this one. So all of these things are add-ons. If you want bi-weekly payout, whereby it will be coming bi-weekly back to back like that, just keep adding as long as you've got the money. Now, $59 is now with all these add-ons, you're going to be paying $136, which means you're going to be getting double up price. You're going to be getting bi-weekly payouts, 150 return and all the stuff. But if you do not have the money for all of this, I will still tell you the $59 is a good deal. You execute. Please do this next thing with all your heart, soul and might, because if you don't do it, you are likely to lose your money. If you're from Nigeria, I would assure you and I would tell you, please do not buy an account in our local currency. All right, this will make your transaction to be very slow. This will make your transaction very slow. If you're buying with your local currency, this is going to make your transaction very slow. Now, try to get it. Try to get it with crypto. If you put in your email address, try to get it with crypto. Try to get it with crypto. Now, crypto, they say processing fee is 3%. It is better you pay a processing fee of 3% than you go to pay with your Verve card or your Naira stuff and then you pay 1% only for you to lose your entire money. Right? Only for you to lose your entire money. I wouldn't advise that. So go through this process. When you tap on this, it is going to tell you what to do next. Step 1, step 2, pick your crypto. I prefer USDT because it's faster. Select TRC. Can you see it? This one. Once you've selected it, then you go to the next page. I'm not here to buy an account, so once you go to the next page, let me just show you what it looks like. Ensure that the crypto is correct and all those stuffs. Make sure everything is correct. please, if you're using any external crypto exchange, in fact, try to pay the exact or higher. Do not pay below. If your crypto exchange is charging you $1 to send this money, add the $1 on top. Instead of paying 60.77, then if they deduct $1, it's going to be 59.77. Your money is likely to be gone. So try to pay the money first before anything. And then once you press proceed, what happens? They're going to give you a coupon code. They're going to give you a QR code, and then you scan it, and then you make the payment. Simple as that. Once you scan it, if you're scanning it, then you should be scanning it in your external wallet. If you're not scanning it in your external wallet, then you should go to your wallet and then copy this address. Once you copy this address, paste it in your wallet and pay the money. Simple as that. I hope you find this video helpful. Share it to somebody who want to purchase an account with FUNDEDNEXT. Use the link in the description to get the bonus of 120% return on investment. And yeah, you're good to go. I'm going to see you guys in the next one for sure. Let's get you guys. If you want any video from me, let me know in the comment section. And if you have any problem with FUNDEDNEXT, let me know in the comment section and I would see if I can help. Let's get it going.